Wiggins drives and finishes! Exclamation point!
Andrew Wiggins raised the Larry O'Brien Trophy as confetti rained down on him, his fellow Warriors teammates, and most importantly, his daughter Amyah. It has been a long road for Wiggins, now in his 8th NBA season, and joyous moments like these have been all too fleeting for him. Wiggins came into the league as the #1 overall pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers, the heir apparent to LeBron James, after the team had struggled for years to find his successor when James left for the Miami Heat prior to the 2010-2011 season. However, in 2014, when Wiggins was drafted, it was revealed that LeBron would be returning to Cleveland, and the Cavaliers traded him away to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hard to feel loved by the team that drafted you when they trade you right away. The trade sent Wiggins to Minnesota and Kevin Love to Cleveland, and while the real reason was never clear, it's easy to tell that LeBron didn't want Wiggins in Cleveland because they are too similar to each other in their basketball styles. The trade may not have seemed like it at the time, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. In Cleveland, Wiggins would have to be in LeBron's shadow all the time, but in Minnesota, he was able to be the man. In his first 3 seasons, he only missed 1 game out of 246, while averaging 20 points per game over that same time frame. He was also voted the NBA Rookie of the Year and named to the NBA All-Rookie team in his first season in the league. Not a bad start. Minnesota rewarded his productivity with a 5-year max contract worth $147.7 million. He was the man. He was the star that Timberwolves fans put all their hopes and dreams behind. Not since Kevin Garnett did the T-Wolves have a legitimate star, and now here they had one in the form of Andrew Wiggins. But not everyone can handle the pressure that comes with a max contract like that. His points per game dropped, and he began to suffer from injuries, the last of which caused him to miss half of the 2019 to 2020 season, his last in Minnesota. He picked up a reputation of a player who didn't try hard, who didn't work hard enough, and frankly, who didn't have enough dog in him. He still doesn't like how he was perceived in Minnesota, but Wiggins has never been one to bother with what the critics say. Wiggins grew up in Toronto, Canada. His father, Mitchell, played in the NBA and won an NBA title with the Houston Rockets 9 years before Andrew was born, and his mother, Marita, is a former Olympic track and field star. From the beginning, Wiggins was set up to be an athlete. Wiggins played sports all while he was growing up and began really focusing on basketball while he was in high school. He hit a major growth spurt during his sophomore year, from 5'7" all the way to 6'6", and in a pickup game at the local community center, shattered a glass backboard after dunking the ball extremely hard. Wiggins won the Ontario Provincial Championship, Canada's version of a state title, his sophomore year. But with dreams of playing in the NBA, the family knew he would have to play against better competition. Sorry, Canada, and moved to the US. Maple Jordan, as he was called, was heading to the States. His junior year in high school, he transferred to the illustrious Huntington Prep School in West Virginia, where other stars such as Miles Bridges and Jonathan Kuminga, who later would be his teammate in Golden State, also attended. After high school, he was showered with awards: the Naismith Prep Player of the Year, the Gatorade National Player of the Year, and Mr. Basketball USA. He's the first and only Canadian-born player to win all 3 in the same season. He committed to Kansas to play with Coach Bill Self and continued his winning ways. Wiggins averaged 17 points per game, 6 rebounds, and shot almost 35% from three-point range. Sadly for Coach Self and the Jayhawks, Wiggins, like so many talented players of his generation, was a one-and-done, declaring for the NBA draft after his rookie season. Fast forward to 2020, his career in Minnesota is coming to an end. The fans have had it with him. They considered him a bust. So he's traded to the Golden State Warriors, a chance at a new start, an opportunity to play for the Splash Brothers, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Injuries plagued that Warriors team. Steph and Klay were both out with ankle and knee injuries, and Wiggins himself played in only 12 games due to injuries of his own. Oh, and let's not forget the entire NBA season was cut short thanks to the coronavirus. Wiggins bounced back in his next season, starting 71 games for Golden State while averaging over 18 points per game. The season after that, with Steph and Klay healthy, along with the help from Jordan Poole, and trash talk extraordinaire Draymond Green. The Warriors raised their 4th championship trophy and Wiggins first. Andrew was a star in these finals, averaging nearly a double-double a game at 18.3 points and 8.8 rebounds per game. After Game 5, when Wiggins led the Warriors with 26 points and 13 rebounds, many around the league speculated that Wiggins, not Steph Curry, deserved to be the Finals MVP. Spoiler alert, it didn't happen. Steph was just too good. The Warriors ended up winning the series after Game 6 in Boston, and while stars Steph, Clay, and company shared the spotlight, Wiggins was all too happy to hang towards the back and soak it all in. Despite being a star, that's the way he's always been. You won't find tabloid headlines about Andrew Wiggins, won't see him dating a Kardashian, aka NBA player kryptonite, and it is incredibly unlikely you'll see him in social media posts partying at the club. It is, quite simply, just not his style. Off the floor, his priority, first and foremost, is to his family and his young daughter Amyah, who will turn 4 in October. Throughout all the criticism he's received throughout the years, it's his role as a father that has helped give him perspective and deal with it all. Family is the most important thing to Wiggins, and he's not afraid to admit it. While ABC's Lisa Salters interviewed him after the game, all Wiggins really had to say was, "This is what I do it for, you know? Family," Wiggins said. "So I'm glad she got the chance to experience it. When she's older, I can be like, you were here. There are pictures and everything, so I'm excited. This is a dream come true." Maybe the reason Wiggins is so focused on basketball is his father, Mitchell. The elder Wiggins played 6 seasons in the NBA before testing positive for cocaine and was banned from the league by then-commissioner, the late David Stern. Mitchell played the rest of his career overseas, and after cleaning up his act, had the best parts of his career there. No doubt the father imparted some of his wisdom to his son, and here we are today. Andrew Wiggins' social media is about as boring as they come, and that's just the way he likes it. No flashy cars, no parties, and no models. Just him promoting his basketball team. Oh, and his philanthropic efforts. Prior to this season, Wiggins committed donating $22, the number on his jersey, for every point he scored to underprivileged youth who face barriers while participating in organized sports. His point total for this season was 1,256, which means he'll be writing a check for $27,632. The most impressive thing about Wiggins is that he never let all of this go to his head. There are countless stories of young, athletic, and incredibly talented athletes who can't handle the pressure and never work out. Some turn to alcohol, some turn to drugs, and others are just plain old crazy. Throughout the highs and lows of his career, one thing remains true of Andrew Wiggins. He's a class act, a dedicated father, a hardworking player, and an honest teammate. He is the type of NBA player we so rarely see, a player who puts his work in on the court and doesn't seek admiration off it.